All right, getting ready for homeschool part 2. So I did a video before this one walking you through our homeschool room and how we're getting it ready and sorting through all the stuff. But today I want to come back and actually share the curriculum I'm using. I have 4 kids from high school to 3rd grade, and so each one is a little bit different. I get asked this question about what kind of stuff I use to teach my kids at home. And so I really wanted to create a video to share all this and go through what I'm using for each kid and then also what we use as a family. So I hope this is interesting to you. Even if you don't homeschool, it might be fun for you to see what kind of resources are out there. But let's just sit down with each kid and go through their stuff, and I'll show you how I organize it, how they pull it out, and then what kind of curriculum we are using. This is Kate. Let's go through your stuff. Grab your little bag, show them how you'll get it each day. So this is the desk that we swapped out that you saw in our last video. We used to have a round table here. And when I put this desk here, she decided she would love to do homeschool in here as well. So this will have the 3 older girls. They'll kind of be able to start school on their own, and then we just check on them and whatnot. But we have this divider bag that we put all of her stuff just in case she wants to move it somewhere else. But we'll keep it down there, and then she'll grab it each day and go through her lessons. All right, Kate, show us what you have in this compartment.
I have some drawing pencils, a little
pencil pouch, is that what they're called?
I don't know, I can't remember.
But you got a lot of pens and stuff in there.
Some scissors.
All right, so just some supplies. She likes to do a lot of drawing and sketching. Tell them about these.
These are flashcards for my high school course that I'm doing.
So geography is involved in your language arts.
Yeah, and then there's poetry that I also do.
That you'll memorize, grammar cards to help you learn grammar rules.
And Greek and Latin roots.
And Greek and Latin roots. It's good stuff.
I have an 8th grade book study I'm doing on Helen Keller, a biography that Helen Keller wrote.
Yeah, so this, right. So this is from The Good and the Beautiful. It's a homeschool company that makes incredible curriculum, and most of our stuff is from there. But I love this because they have a book study. So she'll learn more about the author and the time period. There's art in there for her to reference and just fun activities that she gets to do while reading these just incredible literature. So we have loved these. This was kind of the 8th grade. They had a lot of book studies, and you're still finishing this up. Okay, Kate, show us your language arts curriculum.
So this is my high school language arts curriculum, and there's
10 units. So you are actually supposed to be in 8th grade, right? Mm-hmm. But you've been cruising through language arts, and she's starting high school 1 when she should be in 8th grade because she loves this stuff. So her older sister did this last year, and I thought it was the most incredible language arts program ever. Is there anything you want to say about it? You've kind of started.
I like how they let me take my own time and schedule. Like, they don't have set lessons in here. I find out how much I want to do a day, and I do that.
Yeah. How long a day would you say you usually spend in language arts?
An hour.
An hour, yeah, maybe less sometimes. But I love the Good and the Beautiful language arts programs because they combine art. They usually have an art project at the last lesson, right? Yeah, this is something you'll try to sketch. But art is involved in the language arts. There is geography, and of course all the grammar and writing and vocabulary and what am I missing? Spelling. It's just all so inclusive. And it comes with this grammar and writing guide, which is so helpful. My other daughter has really leaned on this to help her learn a lot of grammar because she loves writing as well. So the Good and the Beautiful high school programs, I highly recommend. And they're just beautiful. Like the art, everything is just phenomenal. So we love the Good and the Beautiful language arts. Okay, Kate, pull out your math program, please. So we've been using Saxon Math for my high schoolers and middle schoolers because the Good and the Beautiful doesn't have math up to this level yet. So this is level 7-6. I'm not sure what it correlates. I'll be honest, the books are kind of boring. How do you girls feel about sex and math?
I like it.
You like it?
Repetition's good.
Yeah, the repetition.
It's math.
It's math. It's not their passion by any means, but it's helping them learn. And actually, my husband kind of tested them to see what levels they were at. And we noticed a lot of holes from what they learned in elementary school and while they were in the public schools. So we went back a little bit and are just making sure that we're filling in those holes that they weren't quite understanding. And it repeats it enough that they're just really catching on. And we noticed she was starting to catch on and do really well. And so we skipped ahead some lessons. And that's what's really nice about homeschool is you can see where they need the help, where you may need to back up, where you can go faster. And it's really tailored to each kid. So with sex and math, we use an online program called Nicole the Math Lady, right, kids? Mm-hmm. And they can actually get on there. They have videos to go with each lesson if they need extra help. And they can actually plug in their answers so we can get grading so that my husband or I don't have to actually grade it. We just check to see what they missed and then can go back and help them with what they might have missed or maybe not understanding. Here is some other good and the beautiful, just for fun kind of things that we love. The handwriting. She's working on cursive. Their handwriting books are really great. We like those. This is a fun one. It's like a creative writing prompts. Not much has been done in here. Oh, there we go. She started it. But they're fun if she just wants to sit down and write and get her brain flowing on what she could write about. This is a nature notebook. It goes through the seasons. They can take it outside and do activities and write about things in nature. So here's some other fun things that the Good and the Beautiful makes that we like. All right, what else do we have in here?
We have some notebooks that I use for everything and a journal. A
Big Life journal. I love that company. Their journals for kids are awesome. So you might want to check out. They have all ages. You're about done with this one, huh? Yeah, they're fun. Actually, let me oh, it's your journal. I'm not going to flip through it on YouTube. We'll just stick that right there. And even though it's summer, not technically school time, I just want to show you what she's reaching for and getting to entertain her. So she's got one of my TIDBITS sketchbooks. Do you like it? Mm-hmm. Awesome. And she drew this without a tutorial. Very good. Love it. She listens to some music and draws. Something fun that the Good and the Beautiful also makes is these step-by-step drawing books. I actually love them. I kind of do this on Sundays just to chill and teach myself to draw because I was never very good at it, but it's been fun to kind of do this with the kids. And then they have a typing program that just helps them learn how to type. Okay, have you gone through all of these?
I think I'm on 3.
Yeah. Anyway, good stuff from the Good and the Beautiful. I really can't recommend that company enough. They are a Christian curriculum. They're not any denomination specific, but there's just Christian references and sometimes biblical scripture tied into it, but we just love it. We love everything about it. All right, cutie, what you making?
Pillow for 4-H.
The pillow for 4-H. You're going to submit this, right?
Yeah.
What was this called?
Can we create like a punch needle pillow or something?
Punch needle. So she's making it into a pillow to submit to 4-H. Busy summer day. But anyway, do you mind if I show them some of what you're doing for homeschool?
Do I have a choice?
Okay, no, you don't have a choice. All right. So she has the same kind of language arts high school curriculum, but this is high school 2. Just a little part, probably harder. So since you did high school 1, what's your opinion of this?
I liked it. It definitely helped improve my writing skills.
Oh, a ton. Like, I cannot believe how good you are at writing. And their vocabulary, it's very stretching when you say.
Yeah. I use it a lot in stuff I write. Their vocabulary is like actually stuff you use.
What was your favorite part about the curriculum?
Well, I like the art lessons in the end.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty.
Watercolor.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
There's sketching, watercolor.
And I like how they mix the grammar. They help me with that a lot. And then geography too.
Haven't you learned about a lot of great authors and artists and poets?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, you got into high school one, had Emily Dickinson, right? You learned a lot about her and got to write your own poems. That was fun. It's just incredible. I can't say enough good about this. With the high school programs, there's this high school honors if they happen to get through it or want to switch focus to have a little bit something different. But there's these book studies as well. So this one goes through Little Men. This one's the Screw Tape Letters and Pride and Prejudice. So I just really love their choice of literature. I know sometimes we can't control what literature they might be reading at school. But this way they just get such good exposure to beautiful, uplifting literature, and then they get to just dive deeper in it. So she's halfway through Pride and Prejudice. Has really enjoyed that. She is also doing Saxon math for algebra, and I guess it just is what it is. I don't know that I'm like completely in love with this program, but none of us love math that much. So we're just kind of doing what we need to do to get through like college entrance exams and for whatever they might need for their degree, but this works for now. So in all honesty, I'm kind of new to this homeschooling a high schooler thing. Well, fairly new at homeschooling, period. This will be our 3rd year. And so we're trying to figure out what homeschooling a high schooler looks like to prepare her for what she wants to do in life, which right now her interest is medicine. So I do need to kind of push her. What we're going to try with her this year, so she would be a sophomore in high school. So she is going to take a couple classes at the local high school. She really wants to be involved in the choir programs. So she tried out and made that. So she'll go to the high school for choir, and then she'll go for seminary, which is it's like a gospel study class at the high school, and it's incredible. I loved my years in seminary. So she's excited to do that again this year. But also what we're going to try out, and I'm a little nervous about it, but I hope it goes well. She has actually enrolled into a college that has online generals program. So she can get, if this works out, she'll be able to, when she graduates high school, she's not actually going to get a diploma or a transcript, but by the time she's out of the high school years, she'll have an associate's college degree for free because of the charter school that we're kind of partnering with called My Tech High. Anyway, so she will have an associate's degree and be able to go to any other college as a transfer student. So we're going to try that. It is online learning or book reading. You're not actually sitting through a class with a live teacher, so I'm a little nervous about that, but we're going to take it really slow and only do like 6 credits per semester. So hopefully her time online learning is not too much and that she'll have enough of this in-person stuff. She's also doing a creative writing class at a local like homeschool learning center. So she's going to be out and about a lot, and hopefully only about 2 hours actually sitting down at a computer learning. So I hope it goes well. I'll definitely update you guys if it's something that we've enjoyed. I know there are a lot of colleges that offer these online programs to get an associate's degree. We're going through Snow College. She could also do BYU Idaho if the Snow program isn't a good fit. So we might end up playing around. But right now, that is my plan for my high schooler. And she also has a ton of good homeschool friends. We might do a social dance class with them. She goes, actually both my older girls go to one of our homeschool friends' grandpa's house, and he's teaching them history through a leadership perspective. So like telling them stories about significant historical figures to inspire leadership in them. She will, when I do the group science classes as a family, she will be joining us for those. We also do history and reading as a family. She'll be joining us for those. So a high school education looks very diverse as a homeschooler, and there's so many options, which makes it so much fun. Let's show them your stuff, Shay. What grade are you supposed to be in?
I'm supposed to be going into 6.
To 6. No, I won't accept it. You're not growing up. So we got the same felt bag for her that has compartments. It's kind of nice. And she can just keep it in there, or if we want to take school on the go, she can grab this whole thing. So why don't you pull out your math? We'll show them that first. Just go and set it right there.
It's a really nice hands-on, and it's just makes math a lot more fun, and it's just enjoyable, I guess.
It's simply Good and Beautiful Math, so we're using that same company. And it's so colorful and engaging. The lessons are short. How long would you say each lesson takes you?
Only about like half an hour at the most.
Yeah.
If it's like hard.
And so this is level 5, which you're actually almost done with. We didn't quite get through it last year. But you can mostly go through these lessons yourself, right?
Yeah, I can do them basically by myself.
And then an adult, either me or dad, or last year we had a tutor, can come and sit down and help you if you need help, right? So tell them about the videos that were included.
So they got nice little videos that you just start off the lesson with, and it just introduces you to it. And you start with this mental math. You do a video or their mini lesson, which just sums up what you're learning, I guess.
Oh, cool.
If you don't have time for the video. They got this mental math that you do each lesson. It's just, you don't write anything down, and you just practice doing math in your head. It has you do skip counting, and it's got a really fun story with it. They follow along. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And then it comes with an answer key.
So we can grade it, or if you feel stumped on something, you can come and look at the answer and kind of figure it out, right? Yeah, it's really great. Their videos, I think they've only, Math 5 and 6 are new within the Beautiful, but they've included videos. They're incredible, don't you think?
Yeah.
They're really, really good. Well done, short videos. So she can read the lesson, or if you watch the video, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So both or one or the other, just depending on what she feels she needs for that lesson.
And it's also nice because every like 10 lessons, we got like...
Oh, the unit review, I think it was.
We got like a kind of, or like around 10 minutes, it got 10 lessons. It got like a game for like a day and something.
Oh, nice. So you get a little bit of a break, something different, but it's reviewing what you've learned.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, we are in love with this. I wish they had this for the high schoolers, but they don't. I'm sure they're working on it. But for now, I can use the Good and the Beautiful Math for my youngest too.
They've got, I'm doing level 6 language arts.
Yep, and this is right. You would be grade 6, but you're a little bit through level 6 already. She was able to start some of it last year.
On most of the lessons, unless you're doing an art project for that lesson, it's got a little bit. So like.
So I come and read this sentence to you, and you write it in a notebook. And any word that you miss, we put on your spelling list, right? Yeah. And then we work on the spelling that way.
Yeah. What I just do is I grab a notebook like this, and I just grab like the answer key or something. And when I'm writing down the words, I'll just cover up the ones that I've already done with the answer on them.
Smart. Yep. It works really nice because it like works on the spelling words that she needs to work on rather than just a generic list that she might already know.
And then when you go over here, here's all the ones that I've had to work on.
And we work on them a few times. Make sure you get it right a few times, and then we can check it off.
And sometimes there's art projects. And
Ooh, you're doing pastels this year.
This year's pastels.
Yeah.
I think we also did this in 4th grade.
So they do different art mediums. I think 5th grade was watercolor. 4th and 6th are pastels.
Yeah. And it just teaches you the types of pastels in this lesson. In the first lesson, it teaches you also about pastels.
Ooh, I remember you making that.
Yeah,
that was really pretty. There's like cooking in this. There's art. There's poetry. There's geography, storytelling, essay papers.
Here's some.
Ooh, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. And then it's also got a lighthouse.
Oh, that's cool. Did you already do that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that one turned out really good that you did.
And it shows you different levels
shading
and shading, and it walks you through it step by step. It's really nice. Sometimes it can be a bit confusing, but if I just take it sentence by sentence, I can figure it out.
Yeah, we love Good and Beautiful Language Arts. It's just amazing. So these are your geography flashcards, correct?
Yeah, so these are the ones I'm learning. It just has, on this one side, you have the parent hold it like this, and they can see the answer. So then when you go on it, you can memorize that. What we do for the first things, we flip it over, and we just remember them both, then flip it back over and say Netherlands
door. Good.
These are my grammar cards. I also have my math flashcards when I was
Oh yeah, for times
having,
tables.
difficulties with timetables. It's just talks about nouns, pronouns, verbs, subjects.
Yep, those have been helpful, huh?
They've been really helpful. They just have multiple things, like it teaches you the sentence types, what's an independent clause, dependent, stuff like that.
Yeah, those have been really good.
And it's been really fun to learn. We also got these.
We have spelling rules.
It just has spelling rules that you can memorize.
So like double S, F. Yeah, it just tells you what different rules so you can help understand them when you go and do your lessons. Huh? These are also with her language arts curriculum.
I'm starting on Save Got See. It's a lighthouse story. You just read a chapter every day. It's got a nice story.
And the language arts lesson tells you what chapter to read, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes with it. So this is the reader. Don't you have a shared reader as well?
Well, no, that was from last year.
Oh, that was last year. So personal reader, these go with the lessons. But they're really good stories, just full of good values and information. They're quite enjoyable.
And it's so fun to read because they just teach you a lot, and the lesson helps you open your eyes to the meaning of the stories. And
I love it. All right, little man. You ready to talk about your homeschool?
Okay.
He just cruises around our house on this thing. It's so funny. His lessons, you would be in 3rd grade, right? So his lessons, an adult actually needs to sit down and do with him still. I think once they get into 4th grade, it's a little less parental involvement. So we just have him grab this and come to the table where we can sit with him and work with him. He's going to grab all the good and the beautiful language arts stuff that we use and show you. All right, so here's level 2 course book. He's actually almost done. We had ambitions of finishing in the summer, but then summer happened. But he'll be done with that super quick, and then we have level 3 ready for him. He's also got a shared reader and a personal reader, so he'll read these stories by himself, and these shared readers we read together, so that's really fun. What's this?
Level 3 handwriting.
Handwriting. Yes, you finished the level 3 print. Now this is a level 3 introduction to cursive. So we're excited about that this year. All right, what do you think? What do you love about the language arts? You want to tell them?
Probably how much hands-on is in.
Hands-on, for sure. And they're kind of quick, huh? We can get them done in like a half an hour, I would say. So his school, language arts and math, that I'm actually sitting down with him and doing, only takes about an hour, which is nice for their attention span at this age. But again, he's getting introductions into geography. There's fun little games to play together.
That's only at the first grade.
It gets harder, huh? Yeah, you're doing spelling, vocabulary. There's poems worked into this. He writes his own stories. Oh, here's a lesson all about poetry. Is that where you're at? That was the last lesson we did. So you're on suffixes meant and ness. Anyway, and again, there's just beautiful art tied into this that we can just talk about, and it's part of the lessons. Personal narrative. That sounds interesting. And then in the back, they have, you show them where we kind of assess your learning.
There's like stuff like that I practice. It tells us to.
You memorize poems.
See how fast you can do this.
How fast you read it. So you try it at the beginning of the year, then the middle, and then the end, and you kind of see your progress.
And then there's 6 times. Well, you do it 3 times each one.
Yeah.
I do this 3 times, but each one I do.
So look at that. It took you 44 seconds to read it the first time, 30 seconds the second time. Then we'll see what what progress you've made at the end.
Then 1
Pretty cool.
minute 6.
16 seconds, then 55 seconds.
Yeah, and also you do how many times you screwed up.
Yep, how many mistakes you made. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And then practice charts of reading and spelling. Anyway, it's really good. We love it. He loves art. He's really proud of this book that he's been creating. I want to show him. Oh, what was that? Weren't we learning about China and we were trying to
Make China words.
Yes, how fun. Oh, but he loves to paint. I need to get him into like a watercolor class or something.
That was acrylic.
Yeah, so he is just, that's amazing. Sometimes he does like online art lessons. Ooh, that was our favorite, huh? It's upside down. That is so pretty. Oh, I just love it. Once upon a time, there was, what does that say?
Stone art.
A stone arch. So cool. Here, I don't want to show him everything. That might take a while, but he's just filling up this book with art. Quite enjoys that.
I have like 7 left.
Yep. He's pulling out his math to show you. So they get a math box with each one that has a few things that go with the lessons. We haven't done this one. You got a measuring tape.
Back of this, there's a whiteboard.
Oh, that's a whiteboard? Hey, that's cool. I didn't see that this year. Game pieces that go with the lessons.
No, these are the game boards.
Yeah, game boards. This one looks fun. A little different from last year, huh? Okay, he's pulling out the math books. So that's the answer key, which Mom might need to cheat. Don't show him that. All right, here's the Math 3 book. We haven't opened this up, huh? This is new for this homeschool year. You finished 2 completely. So Math 3 doesn't have the videos yet, since it's still kind of parent-child or teacher-child sitting down to learn it all. Let's flip through here. But again, it's just so colorful, full of games, simple math concepts just in bite-sized pieces, and then they review them. I'm just amazed by the progress my kids make with these programs. It's really great. And I will say, I've read up a lot on The Good and the Beautiful, and they say they always meet, but often exceed state standards. So I feel pretty good knowing that if my kids just continue doing this, that they'll be ready for the real world.
And then we have the stack with stickers.
Ooh, stickers. Man, this is awesome. And actually, you can print all of this for free from The Good and the Beautiful. All their curriculum is free.
For this.
But I think they can print it and cut it. But I'm actually like positive that if you buy their printed versions already print, it'll actually be cheaper. But if you wanted to test it out with your kid before investing, you can print any of the lessons for free and try it out. I think that's incredible what they've done. He wanted to show you some of the games that we've bought from The Good and the Beautiful. So this is Snowy Owl Subtraction.
There's multiple versions of it.
Cool. It's like little flashcards and game ideas. That's cool. Anteater Edition. And this is a Treehouse Town. It kind of helps you with grammar rules and stuff, right? Yeah. Some pretty cool stuff.
It's just you kind of spin the wheel, and then you have 2 cards in there, and you gotta guess if it's like a proper noun, common noun, verb, or adjective.
Good,
But
yeah.
if you have it, you can get it.
That's awesome. And I would say you don't even have to be a homeschooler to get this stuff. This is just really helpful supplemental educational tools that I think would help any kids. So fun stuff. So as you can see, each kid has their own math and language arts. But for other subjects, we like to do them family style. So I'll show you a few of the things that we've gathered for that. Sometimes that stuff is impromptu. Like if the kids are interested in, I don't know, evergreen trees, or one time we got in a tangent and wanted to learn the 7 wonders of the world. So we just kind of go down those rabbit holes and get lost, and it's fun. But I do try to gather some curriculum to keep us kind of with a direction and focus. So I'll show you what we have been using and loving for that. The Good and the Beautiful history is phenomenal. So they have this maps and images that sometimes the lessons the lessons reference us to for visuals. And then this history is basically what I open up to and just read, or there's activities that prompts us to do. So I love it. So we learned about the Inca Empire. They're divided in sections. That's pre-Columbian America. So this is year 2 that we're on. And the focus is ancient Greece and ancient Asia, Vikings exploration, pre-Columbian. Anyway, I won't talk too much about that, but Constitution, and then World War I through the Great Depression. Year 1, we've already done. And what I love about their history curriculum is that it always starts basically at the beginning of the world's history. And then just like a train, you kind of travel through history up into modern day, but you stop at different destinations for each year. So I think it's helping us get an overall grasp and concept of history and time periods, but we get to learn about different things as we go through it each year. So this is my absolute favorite thing to do with the kids. I was never a history buff. I didn't like history in school when I took it. I feel like I always got the history teachers that were also coaches of basketball or football, and they didn't do a very good job. I don't know, maybe they did a good job and I just wasn't interested, but I remember watching basketball movies more than learning about history. So I'm eating this up with my kids. I usually do once or twice a week. We sit down and do this, and it's probably my favorite part of homeschool. I don't know if it's theirs, but it's my favorite part. Here are some of the Good and the Beautiful science units that we've done. We've done safety, which I thought was I think it's great for any kids to teach them to be safe in cooking and with our bodies and around strangers and with energy. That was really good. I had a couple kids super interested in space, so we did this unit and loved it. And I'm telling you, it says K through 6 and stuff like that, K through 8, but I'm telling you, I learn a ton, and I know my high schoolers learn a ton, and so I think they're just good for any age. This energy, I actually had a college girl come and teach with my kids with some other homeschool families, and that was so fun. And what's nice about the Good and the Beautiful, it's all open and go. You may have to gather a few supplies, but then you just read the lesson, and if they have video clips, you watch them together. But that was fun to be able to do that with other kids. A very social experience, very positive experience, a different teacher than me, so that was fun. The first year we did mammals. Oh, my kids loved this one, and it was a lot of fun. You just study different kind of mammals, lots of fun videos to go along with that unit. Maturation and sexual reproduction, probably not my kids' favorites, but hey, good stuff. That's what we're going to try this year. We'll probably do some other Good and Beautiful science units as well, but this company called A Reason For wanted to send me these and tell you guys about them, and I am really excited. So it's science, and they cover different units. You got life, I believe there's energy, and some physics, different sections of forces. So each kid gets their own little workbook, but what has me so excited about this curriculum is that they send the materials with it. That is huge, because I feel like the biggest pain about doing these lessons with my kids is gathering the supplies, especially for science. So everything's in here that you need for the lessons. There's sawdust. Here's any chemicals that we need for experiments. I mean, everything down to the spoons and the knives and I'm so excited to go through this with my kids and have it all right here. So check out this company, A Reason For. They have science. I believe they have handwriting, storybooks, reading, literature. Anyway, but I'm particularly excited for this science unit. Some other extra little things. There's this little hearts and hands science that we've kind of done just this summer. Just some really fun basic science things to kind of ignite their imagination. And then my 2 youngest were doing the Dave Ramsey, I forget what it's called, but it's basically to teach them about finances and budgeting. They get these cool things. They can select chores and then you can pay them. It's just a really good way to teach them finances. So I'm doing that with my 2 little ones. And my 2 older girls are actually doing the Dave Ramsey high school and middle school online courses. So those have been amazing to teach my kids about budgeting and finances. All right, so I've just told you about a lot of the curriculum that we use to structure our school, but there's also a part of homeschool that is totally not structured. And that's my favorite. It is just about giving them an hour or 2 a day of book work, and then the rest just kind of happens if you provide them with the supplies. So I'm going to show you some of the tools that I just keep on hand that I've used in our learning and been experimenting with to just infuse their life with the love of learning, the love of arts, and just provide them an environment that is conducive to letting them explore their own interests. That is really important to me and becoming more important as I get into this homeschool adventure even more. So let me show you some of those resources very quickly. I find it really important to keep good literature accessible at any given time. And I find the older the literature, the more valuable it is. It's just a passion I found on my own. So these are stories from junior classics. Maybe you heard about them. Maybe you had them when you were a kid. These are the My Book House stories. And then I kind of collect vintage books. Like this is Laddie, Just David. I love to just, I love vintage things. So vintage literature is no different. I really quite love them. And then these are our growing collection of literature books from The Good and the Beautiful that they republish. So a lot of these are older books that they've republished and made available and very affordable. So we're actually going to do a book club with some other families. We're going to read The Little Princess. So that's one of those. There's this book on Galileo. Man, I could just go on. There's just A Girl of the Limberlost. Maybe you've heard about these. I have Little Women. I love these fairy books that are full of fairy tale stories. Pollyanna was one we read out loud together. So these are books that maybe we'll read out loud or maybe that are part of their curriculum. Like I talked about, there's Pride and Prejudice. So I just try to keep really good literature available for my kids at all times. I discovered Well-Educated Heart about halfway through last year, and it has spoken to my soul. And these are some of the books I've been collecting from the Well-Educated Heart. All of these resources are free. If you just want these stories digitally, like on your tablet, it's all free. But I quite love having this stuff for my kids. These are the Book of Delights. They're for kind of younger kids. They're full of poems and little stories about people's lives. So the basic philosophy with Well-Educated Heart, it's not a curriculum, it's a philosophy of just filling our kids' hearts with the arts and kind of exposing them to the beautiful things of the world for their education. I could probably do an entire video on my thoughts on the Well-Educated Heart, but I will just direct you to you can get online to the welleducatedheart.com or librariesofhope.com. That's where she has arranged, she as in Marlene, who is the founder of this, that's where she has found all this amazing literature and compiled it for us to look at and read for free, or you can buy her cheap republished versions if you want a physical copy of them all. And I'm kind of collecting that based on what I think I will enjoy and what my kids will enjoy. But if you download the app, Well-Educated Heart app, there's actually something called the intro course if you want to learn about it. And this is not just for homeschoolers. This is for anyone that just wants to help their kids be immersed in stories and arts and amazing literature. So you can download that and go through the free introduction course. I think it's called Catch the Vision. And she'll kind of just open your eyes to what education can be for you and for your kids. And once I have started to implement some of this stuff, it's magical. It has changed our lives and I just love it. So I'm looking forward to doing more of that and maybe even less of the structure in our home and just opening up room in our lives for more of a well-educated heart approach. Anyway, like I said, I could do an entire video on that, but I'll let you spend some time discovering that if that's something you're interested in. All right, I'm sorry, that went longer than I thought it would, going through all my kids' curriculum, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been interesting. and informative. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I have videos all about day in a life. You can kind of see how homeschool works into our life. I have videos about our homeschool room if you want resources. I have that video that I just did about getting our room ready for homeschool. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm a little bit passionate about this as it has just changed our lives, and I feel like it's been the biggest blessing and change that we've made as a family. So I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll talk soon, and I'll be back to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home. Here's your bonus content for this video. I just got done filming all this and put my phone down, and my 11-year-old daughter comes up to me and says, "Mom, I don't think what makes homeschool so great is the curriculum. I think it's about the time that I have now to explore what I'm interested in." So I just loved that and had to share that with you. I really myself agree with her. It is this idea that you just ignite their imagination and their learning and then give kids the time and see what they do with that. It's magical. It is just pure magic. And I just love that I've been able to give my kids some of their childhood back and given them this time and freedom to explore what makes them happy and to explore their interests. So I would chime in with that last thought, and I appreciate you watching this video as I share our life with you.